Hello my loves, it's Kemi. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some makeup products that are perfect for beginners. These are people that are new to makeup and don't know what to purchase. We've got a mixture of high-end and drugstore products. It's mainly drugstore, but I do have a couple bits of high-end products that I think that are worth, splurging on. All the brands I'll be using today have really good quality. The products are long-lasting and they photograph well as well. That is why I'm showing you guys in today's video. So without further ado, grab your pen and paper and your bank card and let's get into today's video. Alright, so starting off, sorry guys if you can hear the works that's outside. Before I turned on my camera, there was no works being done outside. As soon as I turned on my camera, they decided to be doing works, like, ugh. So if you guys hear any like construction works, I'm sorry. Okay, so starting off with primer, I feel like primers are something that you actually need to decide for yourself because you want to use a primer that caters to your skin type. But a primer that I think works best for majority of people is the Milk Hydro Grip primer. This primer is really good in hydrating your skin and keeping the makeup on your face as well. Now if you have oily skin, you want to get a mattifying primer to matte down the places where you get oily. If you have dry skin, this actually does work for dry skin, but you can also use a more hydrating primer or like illuminating primer to give your skin a glow. This primer really works well for majority of skin type. The only people that I would say it doesn't really work best for is people with textured skin because it will emphasize the texture on your face. You want to go in with like a smoothing or like a pore filling primer to give you a smoother looking skin. There is so many dupes of this primer as well. You've got the e.l.f. one, Shein, I believe Revolution has one. So many brands have a gripping primer, so you just want to use one that is convenient for you. This one is just really good. There is a reason why everyone loves this primer. It's super tacky, it keeps your makeup on, and it's also hydrating as well, so it's just amazing. Next, I like to go in with a setting spray or hydrating mist to help my skin underneath my makeup, be hydrated, and somewhat just helps my makeup last longer. The setting spray that I'll recommend is the Milani Make It Last Natural Finish Setting Spray. I'm recommending this one because this setting spray you can use before your makeup, during your makeup, and after your makeup as well. It honestly does give your makeup that natural finish, and it's also long lasting as well. This is like my second or third bottle of this, and to get myself another one. It's just so good. Normally I would use like an hydrating mist, but it's not a necessity, and I'm trying to make this video as beginner friendly as possible because I also don't want you guys to spend so much money when you can like alternate. Next to color correct, I recommend picking up the NYX Pro Stick Correcting Concealer. I like this one because they come in so many shades. If you watch my videos, I absolutely love the Revolution Conceal and Fix Ultimate Coverage Concealer, but this one I believe they've discontinued and there isn't that much shade compared to the NYX one. This is new, this is easy to use, it glides on smoothly as well, and you can use this on the go. The shade I'm using is 15 Cocoa, and literally just covers up your dark circles. I'm gonna grab my concealer brush, I'm just gonna tap that on. As a light medium coverage, but it is buildable, so the more you add on, the more coverage you will get out of this product. And if you're not a brush person, you can also blend this out with your fingers as well. It's just so convenient and easy to use. Next, when it comes to foundation, I believe foundation is something that you should splurge on. Yes, there are some really good drugstore foundations that I absolutely love, but in terms of the ingredient, the long wear of it, and the quality of it, I think splurging on the foundation is just worth it. And because it's like the base of your makeup, you want to spend like a little bit of money on it, Plus you get a better shade range with more high-end brands as well, because they are also thinking about the undertone of your foundation as well. So into this video, I'm going to be doing a mixture of my NARS Light Reflecting Foundation and my NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. I'm going to be mixing these two shades together because this is my winter shade and this is my summer shade. I'm like right in the middle of both right now. So I feel like NARS does really good foundations. They have really good shade range as well, and they have foundations for different skin types, so you're bound to find a foundation that works for you. By the way, the shade I'm in the Light Reflecting Foundation is D3 Iguazu, and the shade I'm in my Sheer Glow is Zambi. Both foundations are really good, they're both long lasting, they both have a medium coverage, and this just looks so good on the skin. If you're looking for a more inexpensive foundation, I'll recommend the L'Oreal True Matte Super Blendable Foundation. That comes in a wide shade range. The new e.l.f. foundation as well is really good. If you're oily skin, the NARS Blur Foundation It's also really good. That is a matte foundation, new sleek foundation as well, also really good. There is so many good drugstore foundations, but if you want like a better match, I will definitely recommend going Highend. Next to concealer, you can actually go inexpensive with, because for some reason drugstore brands have gotten concealer right. There is so many really good quality concealers available. Elf Camo Concealer is amazing. The Rimmel London, the Multitaskers Concealer, amazing. Maybelline has really good concealers as well. The Sephora Best Skin Ever Full Coverage Multi-Use Concealer, this amazing. You don't have to go high end with concealers because drugstore be eating it up. The one I'll be using today is by Rimmel London, is their Multitasker Concealer, and I'm using the shade 105 Cinnamon. This has really good coverage. It doesn't crease as much, and they have a decent shade range as well. It's not too thick and it's not too liquidy, and it's just like the perfect balance in between, and I really love the shade. I'm gonna go in my concealer brush. I'm just gonna lightly start tapping that away. Do you guys see that? Like, there is no need to spend so much money on concealers when drugstore brands are doing this, okay? Look at that. Look at the coverage that just gave. Like, it's just Next to cream bronze, we're going to be using the e.l.f. Puffy Bronzer. I'm going to deepen up with my Juvia's Place contour stick. I actually don't know if I need the contour stick because this e.l.f. is actually really deep. Actually, I'm going to use the e.l.f. one. I'm going to use this shade called Sun Kissed first. Then I'm going to deepen up with this shade called Bronzer Net Party. Just going to use these two. Again, cream bronzers are something that I don't think you need to spend a lot on, as long as you find one that actually shows up well for you. And these e.l.f. Puffy Bronzers have really good coverage. They give a satin finish, so pretty much all skin types can use this. They have a decent shade range. They could do better compared to like my Juvia's Place contour stick. I want to say this comes in like 30 shades, which is amazing for a cream bronzer. This is a personal preference. I like to use 2 shades. One to give me like an overall bronze and then one to deepen up with. You obviously don't have to do this, but it's just my own preference and what I like. For some reason, drugstore brands are the ones that actually creating shades for us. There actually isn't that much high-end brands that have created bronzing shade for deeper complexion. For cream blush as well, I'll also recommend to go drugstore. The e.l.f. Putty Blush, also really good. Also like the Milani Cheek Kiss. They are really good as well. We're going to use the Milani one today. This is in the shade 140 Merlot Moment. Really good, long lasting as well. You'll see the pigment, like all I've done was done a little tap and it's already on my face. This comes in a good shade range as well. And the most important thing, it shows up on my skin. There has been so many cream blushes that I've used that don't even show up on my skin tone. So we love a blush that complements darker skin tones, like yes. Now I'm gonna go back in with my Milani Make It Last setting spray. I'm just gonna lock in my creams. Next, I like to use a pressed powder to lightly set my highlighted areas before going in with a loose setting powder. Because for me, it allows my under eye not to look patchy because it will be a powder on powder contact rather than powder to cream. And this also helps my highlighted areas stay highlighted. The one I'll be using today is my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Mattifying Pressed Powder. And this is in the shade Tan. And as you can see, she is very much loved. An alternative of this is the Maybelline Fit Me powder. I have been using that for years, but now everyone is on the hype now. And the shade that I use is sold out. So I had to find something else, and I find that this next one really good. And because this is like 2 to 3 shades lighter than my skin tone, it's pretty much the same shade as my concealer. It will keep my under eye and my highlighted areas the same shade. And this product is really good. I love the shade range of it. It really just like mattifies the skin. And if you can find your shade in this powder, you can use it to set your entire face with. Next to setting powder, I would recommend splurging a little bit on your loose setting powder, because this is what's going to keep your makeup in place. You want to get a good quality setting powder. I really like the translucent honey powder. My other favorite is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder. Love that one as well. Those are my 2 literally go-to setting powders. I have other ones that I really like, but those 2 are like my main ones. Grabbing on a powder palette, I'm just going to set my highlighted areas with this, really pushing it in. This powder is just such a good quality powder photographs really well. Pretty much everyone can use this powder. It just works well with so many skin types. Your concealer is not budging nowhere. Like, it's gonna stay in place. For my all over face powder, the Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Press Powder. This product is worth every single penny. Finding a good all over face powder is so hard. And Revolution just done it right. Look how smooth it has just setted my face. Like, cause look at the difference. The match of this is insane. Like, I just absolutely love this powder. It just makes your skin look so flawless. Good powder bronzers that run deep enough are quite hard to find for people with a darker complexion. There really isn't that much out there. So majority of the time we have to make do of what we have. So what I like to do is use a powder foundation to set my cream bronzer with. I really like using the Juvia's Place powder foundation. The shade Niger works really well for me. If you're looking for a high-end alternative, the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Powder Foundation. Again, really love her. The shade I use in this is 495. Juvia's Place do have their Duo powder bronzer that they came out with, which is really good as well. The only things I found, I only use this shade in a deep dark duo, and I use only this shade in the dark duo. So it's like, I absolutely love these. I wish they were single so that way I could actually choose which one I want, rather than, you know, buy into. But it's fine. I'm gonna do a mixture of these three on my face. Obviously you don't need to. You can either pick up a powder foundation and use it to bronze with, or pick up the powder bronzers. It's up to you, but you do not need to pick up both of them. Either or is good. Going in with the powder bronzer first. With the powder foundation, you do get more shades that you can pick from, and whereas the powder foundation you get a little bit more coverage with it. But with the powder bronzers, I find that they are a lot more softer on the skin. They're not as, you know, harsh and intense. You do need to build them up. For eyes, as a beginner to eyeshadows, I would recommend a palette that is easy to use, that has those neutral shades that you can use every day, but also has like shimmer shades and like deeper browner shades, so that you're able to use it on a day-to-day basis, but you can also spice it out for like a night out as well. And there is so many brands that have created so many neutral palettes. They've damn near copied each other, but a palette that I'll personally recommend to you guys is the Colourpop Not a Box of Chocolate eyeshadow palette. Now, not only is this palette inexpensive, the shadows in here shows up really well on deeper complexion. You get 16 shadows in here with a mixture of matte shades and shimmer shades. You also get a pressed glitter in here as well. Got some plum and berry shades in here as well. You can create so much looks with this eyeshadow palette. I really like this palette. To be honest with you, Colourpop does really good quality eyeshadow palette, and the fact that they are inexpensive as well, amazing, like mind-blowing. Juvia's Place is another brand that I'll recommend for eyeshadow palettes that are also affordable. You can split on an eyeshadow palette if you want to, but I don't think it's a necessity. I'm gonna go in first with the shade called Tiramisu. We're just gonna blend this into our crease. It's honestly such a really good eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna blend this up into my transition shade. I personally love eyeshadows because they just make the look. Next, I'm gonna use the shade Still Bitter, which is like this brownish shimmer shade. I'm just gonna place it all over my lid. And just look at that pigment. No setting spray, literally just from the pan on my fingers to my eyes. Next, I'm gonna go in with the dark brown shade here. I can't really see the name of it anymore because it's like covered up. So I'm gonna grab her on an angled brush, and we're just gonna smoke out my lash line with this. Such a pretty easy palette to use. If you're new here, I am a lash babe. I am not a mascara babe because my natural lashes are straight and they're not long, so I do prefer wearing eyelashes. But a mascara that I think is really good, the Benefit Fan Fest mascara, is top tier, like absolutely top tier. It gives you volume, it gives you length, like it's just so good. It's not clumpy, and with me that have, you know, straight lashes, like I just said, it actually does curl up my lashes. I don't know how, but It is so good. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but I don't know, this mascara, I just think it's just so good. But again, I am not a mascara expert. I just like to use the mascaras to, you know, prep my natural lashes for my falsies so it doesn't rip out. I don't know if my mascara babes will agree with me, but this mascara, really good. Been looking for a cheaper alternative. Maybelline does some really good drugstore mascaras. These lashes are linked in my Amazon storefront down below, so just check them out there. And I'm going to go back in with my Milani Make It Last Natural Finish Setting Spray again to lock in my makeup. If there's a blush shade that I feel like everyone needs in their collection, it is an orange blush. An orange blush just makes your entire makeup just look edible. Especially my dark skin babes, get yourself an orange blush. Look at her, look at her. I know it looks scary in the pan, but trust me, an orange blush, you need it. Get it. Get it right now. It goes with so many looks. When it comes to lip products, you want to decide that either you are a lip gloss babe or a lipstick babe or a liquid lipstick babe. To make it easier for yourself, you want to go with a lip combo that you can use for multiple different looks. Once you decide that, you want to go in with a nude combo. And now if you're new here, I am a lip gloss babe. I do have my days where I do like, you know, matte lipsticks and satin finish lipstick, but majority of the time I am a nudie glossy babe. I personally like the Too Faced lip injection lip glosses because they come in so many shades. The shade show up really well on me and it complements a lot of my looks. The only thing I don't like about this is the plumping aspects of it. It's very, very spicy and tingly. Other than that, the shade, the creaminess of this, I absolutely love. I like to use this, then I go on top of it with my NK lip gloss in the shade Strawberry. I also use the shade Cherry or the clear one. These are my go-to. So we have come to the end of today's video, cousins. What do you guys think about the products that I use? I feel like I've done a good balance of a drugstore and high-end. If you guys want to see a purely drugstore version of this video, let me know down below and I'll try to get that out for you. I feel like this is a fair representation of how I do my makeup anyway. I love me good drugstore products. I also love me good high-end products as well. And within my videos when I'm doing my get ready with me's, I do incorporate high-end and drugstore in my makeup looks. I just like products that work well and look good on me. Let me know your thoughts, what you think about the products that I use, and as well as this makeup look down below. And like always, thank you cousins so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and inshallah I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye cousins.